Okay, let's talk about acne. Pretty much everyone has dealt with it at some point, right? And for so long, we've been told it's all about what you do on the surface. But guess what? The real story isn't about washing your face more. It's actually this wild drama happening deep, deep down beneath your skin. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and uncover that story. So first things first, we're going to have to bust some major myths about acne. Because honestly, understanding what's really going on is the first step to seeing your skin in a completely new light. Just look at this number for a second. 85%. That's how many young people are affected by acne. So yeah, if you've ever had a breakout, you're not alone. You are in the vast, vast majority. This isn't some rare thing. It's a nearly universal experience. All right, let's tackle the biggest myth out there. The one we've all heard a million times. Is acne just dirt? Is a pimple just a sign that you need to scrub your face harder? Is it really that simple? Yeah, the answer is a huge, resounding no. The real story of acne is this complex biological drama. It has almost nothing to do with what's on your skin and everything to do with what's happening in it. And to understand that, we need to go on a little tour. To really get this, I want you to picture every single pore on your skin as this tiny little factory. When it's running smoothly, everything's great. But when production goes haywire, well, that's when things start to get clogged up. Let's take a peek at the factory floor. All right, welcome to the factory floor. So what are we looking at here? Well, every single hair on your skin grows out of a follicle, and each one is connected to what's called a sebaceous gland. You can think of this gland as the main production line. And the main product coming off this assembly line, it's called sebum. It's basically a natural oil that your body produces. It's supposed to travel up and out of the pore to coat your skin. And its job is actually super important. It keeps your skin moisturized and protected. You know, in a perfect world, sebum is your skin's best friend. But then, something happens that throws the entire factory into chaos. A new manager storms in and starts yelling, "More, more, more. We need a massive surge in production right now." And those new pushy managers, they're hormones called androgens. During puberty, your androgen levels just skyrocket, and they send a direct signal to those little factories, the sebaceous glands, to get bigger and pump out way more oil than your skin actually needs. And just like that, the factory is completely flooded. There's way too much oil, and the system just can't keep up. This massive overproduction, well, that's the first domino to fall in the chain reaction that leads to a breakout. So all that extra oil starts creating a traffic jam, a total blockage. But a simple clog? Oh, that's just the beginning. It's about to become a full-on microscopic battleground. So how does this all go down? It happens in 4 key stages. First up, you've got that extra sebum acting like glue, trapping old, dead skin cells that should have been washed away. Okay, step 2. This sticky mess forms a plug that blocks the pore. This is what we call a whitehead or a blackhead. Now, this clogged, oily little incubator, it becomes the perfect party spot for bacteria that normally just hang out on our skin without causing any trouble. And that leads us to the final step, the battle. Your body's immune system detects this bacterial overgrowth, sounds the alarm, and sends in its troops. That response, the redness, the swelling, the pain, that is the pimple. And this brings us back to blackheads and that whole dirt myth. It's so simple, really. A whitehead is just a plug that's closed off from the air. A blackhead is the exact same thing, but the pore is open. When the gunk inside is exposed to oxygen, it oxidizes and turns dark. It's not dirt, it's just a simple chemical reaction. Science! Okay, so let's put it all together. To get a pimple, you need these 4 things to happen in this exact order. First, too much oil. Second, a clogged pore full of oil and dead skin cells. Third, an overgrowth of bacteria. And finally, your own body's immune system creating inflammation. It's a perfect storm. Okay, so we've got the internal mechanics down. But the big question is, can we influence any of this from the outside? Well, it turns out that what we eat can actually act like fuel for that breakout, telling the factory to ramp up production even more. You know, for years, we've all heard, don't eat greasy food, stay away from chocolate. But you know what? Research is showing that those are mostly myths. The real things to look at, the factors with actual evidence behind them, are those hormonal changes we talked about and our diet, specifically high-glycemic foods and dairy. So what are high-glycemic foods? Basically, they're things your body turns into sugar really, really fast. Think white bread, sugary sodas, chips, processed snacks, that kind of stuff. Studies suggest that these foods can cause a spike in insulin, and that insulin spike can tell those little factories to produce even more oil, adding more fuel to the fire. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This isn't just some theory. Listen to this from a major research article. There's increasing evidence for a link between these types of diets and acne. This is a really exciting area of science that's totally changing how we think about our skin. All right, so let's recap our journey. We've toured the factory, we've met the pushy hormonal manager, we witnessed the microscopic battle, and we've even looked at how our food can fan the flames. So let's put this all together for a totally new way of looking at our skin. Look, if you take away just one single thing from all this, let it be this. Acne is not your fault. It is not a sign of being dirty. It's a complex medical condition. It's a story about your hormones, your genetics, and your immune system, all playing out deep inside your skin. And knowing that, well, that's incredibly empowering. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Instead of looking at your skin and seeing a problem that needs to be scrubbed away, try seeing it as a messenger. If your skin is telling you a story, what is it trying to say about the amazing, complex system that's working away inside your body?